A trucker in Pennsylvania was hit with a single fine of $91,000. Yes, you heard that right, 91 grand. One mistake led to a chain reaction of violations. And that load? It cost him his license, his truck, and nearly his home. And the truth is, it could happen to any driver out there, including you. What most truckers don't realize is that some of the biggest financial dangers on the road aren't the crashes or breakdowns. They're the silent fines, the kind that creep up when you least expect it. You're rolling through a weigh station thinking everything's fine, until you get flagged. And when the officer hands you the inspection sheet, your heart sinks. Because you know, you've just been hit with something big. In this video, I'm going to expose the two most dangerous and expensive violations currently destroying truckers across the United States. These fines are not just numbers. They're career killers. They've bankrupted owner-operators, shut down fleets, and left experienced drivers scrambling to survive. One of them happens every single day, without most drivers even realizing it. And the other? It's responsible for the largest fine ever recorded in U.S. trucking history. If you're a trucker, a fleet owner, or just getting started, pay close attention. This isn't just another tips and tricks video. This is the kind of truth they don't teach you in CDL school. And before we get rolling, make sure you subscribe to Trucks Life, the channel built for truckers who want to stay sharp, stay profitable, and stay in the game. We bring you real stories, real numbers, and real advice from the front lines of American trucking. Now buckle up and keep your logbooks ready, because what you're about to learn might save your wallet or your career. Let's get started. Most truckers think that as long as they're not speeding, drinking, or running red lights, they're safe. But out here, that's not how it works. Some of the most devastating fines are for violations that seem harmless until they hit your pocket. And trust me, they hit hard. Let's start with weight distribution. You might have a legal gross weight, but if your axle weight is off, even slightly, you're in violation. A trailer that's just a bit too heavy in the rear or not properly adjusted with the fifth wheel can result in fines ranging from $1,200 to $2,000, depending on the state. And it gets worse. Let's talk about logbook violations, specifically your ELD or electronic logging device. A small mistake like forgetting to update your status, missing a rest period, or even failing to certify your logs at the end of the day can lead to fines of $1,500 to $2,500. The FMCSA sees these errors as safety risks, even if you've been driving perfectly. Worse yet, repeated logbook issues can lower your CSA score, triggering full-blown audits and random inspections. One slip becomes a spotlight, and that's a nightmare. Now, consider your paperwork: expired insurance, outdated registration, or missing documents for your cargo. These may sound like small issues, but each one can cost anywhere from $300 to $2,000. And if you're hauling across multiple states, those fines can stack up fast. Then there's the pre-trip inspection. You did it, but did you document it? Because if it's not written down or logged digitally, it never happened in the eyes of DOT. That simple oversight can cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on what's found during a roadside inspection. Don't forget about the automated violations, those sneaky infractions from red light cameras, speed zones with GPS enforcement, and weigh-in motion systems. Drivers rack up multiple fines without even realizing it until a stack of letters shows up in the mail or on a compliance portal. Let me give you a real example. A driver in California got slapped with a combination of fines. He had a slightly overweight trailer, outdated inspection stickers, and incomplete log entries. The total penalty? $15,000. All from infractions he didn't even know were violations. The worst part? He said, "I thought I was being careful." So what can you do? Use a checklist, printed or on your phone, for every trip. Weigh your load regularly, even if you think it's light. Keep a digital calendar for renewals, CDL, insurance, DOT inspections, everything. Double-check your ELD entries and always certify your logs before bed. Because out here, it's not just about how you drive, it's about how perfectly you follow the rules, even the ones you don't see. And just when you think you've heard the worst, there's one case that tops them all. A record-breaking fine that made national news and ended a driver's career in a single haul. Let's talk about that. In 2018, in the state of Pennsylvania, a trucker made a series of mistakes that cost him $91,000 in fines. This wasn't a simple ticket for speeding or a missing taillight. It was a perfect storm of violations, each one adding up until the driver's career was completely destroyed. Here's what happened. The driver was hauling hazardous materials without the proper signage or placards. Hazmat loads require strict labeling to warn emergency responders and other drivers. Missing or incorrect signs aren't just dangerous, they're illegal. That violation alone can carry heavy penalties. On top of that, the truck's tires were dangerously worn down, completely bald in some spots. Worn tires reduce braking efficiency and increase the risk of blowouts, especially when carrying heavy or hazardous cargo. Inspectors don't take this lightly, and fines for tire violations can be steep. The brakes were another issue. During a roadside inspection, the truck failed safety standards due to inadequate brake performance. Driving with faulty brakes on a loaded rig is a serious safety hazard, and the penalties reflect that severity. To make matters worse, the truck's registration had expired. This might sound minor, but it is a legal violation that can add thousands in fines, especially combined with other infractions. And finally, the truck hadn't been inspected in over 3 months, which violates Department of Transportation regulations requiring frequent inspections to keep vehicles roadworthy and safe. Each of these violations alone could lead to fines ranging from a few hundred to several $1,000s. But because they happened together, the penalties stacked. The driver received a combined fine of $91,000. The consequences didn't stop at the money. The driver's commercial license was suspended for 2 years, and the truck was impounded. Unable to pay the fines or operate legally, the driver declared bankruptcy and was forced out of the business. This case made headlines as the most expensive fine ever levied against a trucker in the United States. It serves as a harsh warning. One careless decision can bring down everything you've worked for. What can we learn from this? Always check your tires and brakes before every trip. Never haul hazardous materials without proper signage and paperwork. Keep your registration and inspections up to date. Don't ignore the Department of Transportation's rules. They don't mess around. Remember, driving a truck is not just about getting from point A to B. It's about responsibility, safety, and following regulations to the letter. Ignoring these rules can cost you everything: your truck, your license, your livelihood. Now that you know the risks, it's time to act smarter, stay informed, and protect your career on the road. And that brings us to the final part. The truth is clear. The trucking industry is unforgiving to those who overlook even the smallest rules. Silent violations, paperwork errors, and neglected inspections don't just cost fines. They can destroy your entire livelihood. You've seen how just one haul gone wrong can lead to $91,000 in fines, loss of license, and the end of a career. This is why vigilance isn't optional. It's survival. So, what's the key takeaway? Be proactive. Double-check everything. From your logbooks to your load weight, from your tires to your registrations. Use every tool available to keep yourself compliant and safe. If you want to keep your wheels turning and your career alive, make Trucks Life your go-to resource. Subscribe now and join a community of truckers committed to winning on the road, not losing to fines. Remember, knowledge is your best defense against the unexpected. Stay sharp, stay legal, and keep trucking strong.